Hey everybody, welcome back to Bushes on the Trail. I'm Al, and Christy and I are in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and we are doing Andrews Bald. It's should be a pretty good hike, so hope you stick around. Okay, looking smoky and hazy, but on our way to Andrews Bald. Heading down that way. Then we start towards Clingmans Dome. And then head towards the Forney Creek trails and down to Andrews Bald. Now the first portion of this trail, most of it is downhill as we're leaving from basically the highest point in the Smoky Mountains and heading down to under 6,000 feet to Andrews Bald. Now you can go to the Appalachian Trail bypass that way and then up to Clingmans Dome. So this takes you to the bypass trail to the AT, and half mile then you can catch the AT up to Clingmans Dome. We're not going to have time for that tonight, most likely. We are going to try to hit Andrews Bald just under 2 miles downhill this way. I think there's one up and then back down along this trail, and then the real work happens on the way back. Now, of the 3 trails we've done today so far, this is the most backcountry-esque trail. Yeah, it's a typical, up close to what you'd see in the other backcountry trail. A lot of stairs here to help you out. This is a very popular trail. I don't know how popular it's going to be at 5:30 at night, but hopefully it won't be too dark when we come back. But we do have our headlamps just in case. We've done some minor night hiking before, so should be okay if we have to climb back up when it's a little dark. Okay. Well, the first half mile of the trail, like we said, is all downhill. Fortunately, most of it's been on sort of like a stair-stepped rocks. Now it's starting to get a little muddy. Looks like they may have had some rain up here recently. Today, as we were driving up, you can see it's getting a little muddy and wet, but so far so good. It's going to be tougher going up, but going down like a champ at the moment. You can see the terrain's getting a little more rocky and rough, but the forest is getting a little more dense as we go down. I believe to get to the bottom here we have to go up a hill and then back up over the summit of that small mountain and down to Andrews Bald. Into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. John Muir. All I'm going to say is, at the rate we're going down, this is going to be really difficult going back up. We are almost a mile in. It has been down the entire way, fairly steep at times, so should be interesting. Sort of like what we've seen on the AT, little bog crossings. Apparently this gets fairly wet. Right now, not too bad. This is a very interesting trail. Sort of an enchanted feel. Sort of the feeling we had up at LeConte, walking through some of those forests up on Mount LeConte. Peaceful. Right now the trail is fairly smooth and decently flat, still going down, but not at the rate it was earlier. And we are roughly a mile in. And here we go, a double somersault, back handspring, dismount. And we stuck the landing. And quite a few of these bog crossings here. I mean, it is practically a rainforest up here in the higher elevations of the Smokies. So luckily we haven't had too much rain here lately. But awful handy if it is muddy here. And at the 1.1 mile marker, we come to the Forney Creek Trail, which will go that way. So I can go to Jonas Creek Trail, Lakeshore Trail. And Andrews Bald is a little under a mile to the left, and then Spring House Branch Trail is 4.6 this way. All right, 2/10 of a mile from the actual trail split, the junction there, and we're still going up, pretty steep, but at least there are these elongated stairs of earth that have been blocked in with logs. That helps, but still, you know, a little bit on the moderate side of a climb. All right, a little over a quarter-mile climb. We're a flat area. Very pretty up through here. Again, interesting forest. This is a very popular trail. We've only passed a few hikers going out here at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, but 1.5 miles in, we got our first almost there. So hopefully we're almost there. 1.72 miles in and coming out of the forest a little bit here. Starting to open up a little bit, so not much farther to Andrew's Bald. Andrew's Bald scenic view, 500 feet. Here we are on the Bald. Wow. And the Bald is a mountaintop that is, well, devoid of trees. You see this area of this does not have trees, and trees do not grow in this little section of the mountain. This is a very popular spot for flaming azaleas in the spring and early summertime, I guess. And the Forney Ridge Trail continues on this way. Christy's gonna hike the Forney Ridge Trail. Let's see if there's any views on down here. If we're gonna get our 900 in, we gotta do this sometime. And roughly 2 miles, a little over 2 miles out here. And now, head back up. Now, if you can tell, it got dark in a hurry once we got back into the forest, and the temperature dropped at least 15 degrees. It's a moist, cool, almost like walking into a cooler or something at a gas station. Not cold, I say it's probably low 60s, upper 50s here in the forest, but very nice. We are 2.7 miles or so into the hike, on our way back on the Forney Ridge Trail. We've already been to Andrews Bald. We're heading back to Clingmans Dome, a little over a mile uphill, and the Forney Creek Trail. It's campsite 68 that way. We are heading up, starting to get a little dark, but we should be okay. .13 miles in, catching the breath and the view. Now onward and upward. Hope the video does this section justice. The rocks and how they're laid out, how beautiful the trail is here at dusk. Really, really nice. Like walking in air conditioning. All right, 3.63 miles, and we are at the junction. As you see, Clingmans Dome Parking Lot, up this way. So it should end about 3.65 miles round trip. Not bad. We have been on much harder uphills this year. It's steady, probably a moderate hike, not horrible. But if you're in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, you might want to check this one out. Not a bad hike at all. Probably would be better in the mornings, yeah, after the fog burns off, for a little clearer day than a hazy afternoon. But still, pretty good hike. Here we are at the end, in time for sunset. Sunset at Clingmans Dome. Clouds moving in.
Why'd you tell me he has hair coming?
You're up above the clouds.
Just hit on that guy? Yeah.
Andrews Bald, located in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, is a 5,920-foot double peak mountain and is the highest bald within the park's boundaries. Likely named for Andrews Thompson, an early settler who used the mountain in the 1840s, Andrews Bald is only one of two grassy balds maintained for conservation purposes in the Smokies by the National Park Service. The other is Gregory Bald, located in the western portion of the park, closer to Cades Cove. However, these are not the only balds in the Smokies, as there are 10 or more balds at elevations above 5,000 feet throughout the park. Grassy balds are treeless, grassy meadows found below timberline and mostly on ridgetops of the southern Appalachian mountain range. And whether these balds are natural or man-made by early settlers is still up for debate. Sunset at Clingmans Dome is a must-do when visiting the Great Smoky Mountains on a relatively clear night. Now, this is a popular area, so expect some crowds and a very full parking lot. But the next time you're in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, consider taking in a spectacular sunset at Clingmans Dome and add an evening hike to Andrews Bald for a nice little walk in the woods. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and if you don't mind, give us that thumbs up. It really helps us out here on the channel. Also remember, you can now follow us at bushesonthetrail.com, and as always on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe, that way you don't miss our next Walk in the Woods. Thanks for watching, everyone.